Browsing around on the internet, I found another article, and this time it's a woman, or white women in this specific case, voting for Donald Trump, suffer from this terrible symptom called internalized misogyny. So the headline says, "Don't blame white women for Trump's victory, blame internalized misogyny." Let's continue in this article. For so many years as a woman, I have tried to breathe without making a sound. I've tried to go unnoticed. Because as a woman, that's the best possible outcome. To walk down the street without being seen. To avoid raising the ire of your bosses by standing up for yourself. To wear something your mother deems appropriate enough not to comment upon. To not look fat. Hillary Clinton is like me, but she is also a different type of woman, one who declared her ambition and went boldly toward her goals, who dared to forget her status as subordinate, a woman who thought about power and control, a woman who declared herself best for the job of President of the United States without hesitation. A stark reminder was delivered Tuesday night. Educated women of the world, ambitious women of the world, daring women of the world, know your place. This message was delivered primarily by white voters. According to exit polls, around 63% of white men voted for Trump. However, to the surprise of many, 53% of white women also supported the candidate, despite his notoriety as a misogynist. So first of all, I'm gonna stop right here. In the last election, a lot of people voted Barack Obama, and in the election before that, and there have been many people voting for even for Herman Cain and Ben Carson, who are white. So who have been women and men of other skin color than just black. So I don't get where these people get any of their information from, because they live in their own reality, and they just remove facts and just say, hey, because she was a woman, she wasn't deserving of being a president of the United States, and the reason was white women. Hey, you have internalized misogyny, and you only benefit men, and don't realize your internalized misogyny. Jesus Christ, the logic here is really astounding, because it removes the agency of women, saying that women don't have their thought of any thought of their own, and are just stupid. Like Anna said, you're just dumb. That's more sexist than what the so-called Trump is when he says women let him grab them by the pussy. Let's continue. So today, in addition to reading truly harrowing Facebook posts from LGBT parents, biracial families, and terrified women of all races, there is a call to blame that group from which Hillary Clinton herself hails: white women. Many wonder why more white women didn't stand up to Trump, a candidate who openly stated he would like to grab women by their genitalia. People wonder why black women and Latino women were able to send a Trump stronger message of disdain. Yeah, because black women and Latino women are just a collective, and no one of their ethnicity or skin color or voted for Trump. Not at all. They make it seem out loud and like women can think of their own, on their own. It's kind of disgusting to see, because this is what actual sexism looks like. That where people or groups, people, or a gender who thinks differently than them, they have just this misogyny in them, and Yeah, let's continue. One exit polls found 94% of black women and 68% of Latino women voted for Clinton. Across the board, women from all surveyed demographics were, on the whole, nearly as likely to support Trump as their male counterparts. For example, 13% of black men voted for Trump, compared with 4% of black women. According to CNN, among Latino men, 33% were voted for Trump, compared with 26% of Latinas. White women were reportedly 10% less likely to support Trump than white men, marking the largest deviation between men and women in any group surveyed. Women on the whole did favor Hillary Clinton. So why did so many white women not take a stand against a Trump presidency? Why did they not vote against a man who denigrates women regularly, calling them fat, ugly, or unattractive? Well, see, the so-called ex-beauty pageant was slandering Trump, and he just threw a comment her way. So isn't that what equality is all about? So, if women are on the same footing as men, you should be able to take the same shit men get, because that's what equality looks like. It's because electing Trump was much a decision made by white women, as it was made by the internalized and outward misogyny that shapes us all. Yeah, this is just like the patriarchy. It's just an elusive form. You can't see it. It's just there. Jesus Christ. It was made by by women who look in the mirror and see themselves as the person Donald Trump describes, just needing to lose a few more pounds before being a 10. It was made by men who see many woman as a shiny accessory or property to men. This is fucking projection. Jesus Christ, couldn't be more projection. Just because you are so insecure about yourself doesn't mean all these women are fucking idiots. As Michelle Obama said in her impassioned speech against Trump's sexist comments, as women, we are trying to keep our heads above water, just trying to get through it, trying to pretend like this doesn't really bother us. Maybe because we think that admitting how much it hurts makes us women look like weak. Makes us women look weak. Maybe we're afraid to be that vulnerable, to walk through life as a woman, with the full knowledge of what that means is exceedingly painful. White women in particular, who may have access to power through the white men in their lives. Jesus Christ. What power is this? Is this white male? What white privilege she's talking about again? Which doesn't freaking exist, may in fact come in to identify with the struggles of white men above their own particular struggles. Because in many ways, it's easier to take a stand for someone else than to reckon with the true feelings your culture has about you. Well, couldn't this be a bigger projection in this whole article? Maybe you should look yourself in the mirror and take a stand for yourself instead of actually being offended and everything else by the saying just you're offended for someone else. I mean, that's basically what she's saying here, and she's actually being offended on other people's behalf. Women went into voting booth, excelled at what our culture tells us to do: ignore our own needs, stand up for white men, fight for them, live through them, make excuses, put ourselves in harm for their benefit. Yeah, that again tells us that women aren't free in the Western world, have no agency, they have no ideas of their own. This is retarded on so many levels. Women can vote for whoever they want to, and no one is telling them to vote for them except for the candidates and themselves. And if they're forced by someone, they're basically being kidnapped, and that's a criminal act. So I don't know where this woman is getting this shit from, to be honest. Let's continue. So while it might be tempting to blame white women for the outcome of this election, let's not. Doing so reinforces the idea that women have to be twice as responsible as men, not just 10% more. Furthermore, the cultural impulse to blame women is tragically aligned with the impulse that we as women have to blame ourselves. We blame ourselves for not getting a promotion despite evidence of a wage gap. Oh my god. It's an earnings gap, and it's based on choices and maternity leave and all those sort of choices women make. This again implies that women are being oppressed. So again, with this logic, the companies, why aren't companies hiring women in a much higher rate, women than men, if they're so cheap? Because that would it would be cheaper to hire women because you can just pay them less. But that's not true. You can't do this in most places in Europe. You can't do this in Canada or United States because it's illegal. You can't do this, and you can't pay women for less for the same job because of the gender. You can do it with men and women based on experience, but that's a totally different thing. It's not based on what you have between your legs. So again, the wage gap has been debunked so many times, so I'm not gonna even bother dealing with this. We blame ourselves for failing to assert our needs or being too much in a romantic relationship. We blame ourselves for the failures of our children we could have raised better. Lastly, we blame ourselves for being unable to fix all the broken parts of ourselves that blame ourselves to begin with. This is again projection. Then we are done with that. We blame other women. This is projection. Your own insecurities, you just throw them at white women or just women in general. Women aren't a fucking collective, you idiot. In 1973, the term Stockholm Syndrome was coined, defined as feelings of trust or affection felt in certain cases of kidnapping or hostage taking by a victim toward a captor. Are you seriously saying that men are kidnapping women and making them have affection towards them, and in that way they can vote for men? Really? Really? Wow. Jesus Christ. It's not like men like women in general and fall in love with them and genuinely like women. Jesus. This is some really fucked up thinking. Wow. Let's continue and finish this article. In America today, upon learning the results of this election, many women, even the most aware among us, have come to realize once again just how complicit some of us are in our own captivity. You're free. You don't live in some a third world country where you're actually a slave. You have agency. You can do whatever the fuck you want as long as you abide by the law. Jesus Christ. We are held hostage by our captors, not Donald Trump or any single individual. In this case, we are held hostage by the patriarchy and our own internalized misogyny, still unable to break free. Jesus. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Yeah. This is freaking retarded. I'm gonna link the article in the description below. This is seriously making me lose brain cells. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and see you guys next time. Bye.